wild, wild west. Mackenzie Weegar signs an extension in Calgary, 8 years, 6.25 AAV. Great contract for a really good player who has some good years of his prime left in him. Calgary officially just put their certified stamp that they won the trade. As of right now, I think they are the preseason winners of the trade.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a good contract. What they did is they kind of honed in on the Hampus Lindholm deal, considering Weegar and Hampus are pretty comparable players, and they got him for a little less with more term. That was, I guess, really the story behind that. They looked at Hampus as a measuring stick for that.
And this contract is going to look real good in 2 years.
Yeah, yep, it is. It was a good job, and just showed Brad Treliving is the master class of GMs in the NHL.
And one more note to add onto this wonderful Calgary wagon is Daryl Sutter got a little extension this week too.
He did.
Sticking around in Calgary.
In his old age, I think he's gotten a little nicer to the guys.
The clips of him in press conferences are great.
Yeah, he's a national treasure at this point, pretty much.
For all those Canadians.
Kevin, how do you feel about the Weegar deal, buddy?
I like it. Yeah, it's definitely good for Calgary and everything. Keep him around. Like you said, you guys take all the points, so they won the deal with that. So
okay, fine. I'll make sure we don't on our next thing we're gonna do.
No, it's okay.
No.
You do you, Jake.
No. We're gonna get right now into our Central Division preview. Sorry that we didn't do this one last week. We didn't really think about the fact that the Central Division, I guess, so did the Pacific. Yeah, so did the Pacific, but whatever. We probably could have hit them in 1 week. But we have fun here. Kevin is rocking his Minnesota Wild shirt. We'll start with the Wild then. Kevin, what's your season outlook for the Wild? You have the floor. No one's going to take any of your points, buddy. Run.
Oh, all right. I think the Wild are going to be back in the same position. Probably finish second or third in the division.
Okay.
Colorado's easily going to finish first once again. But yeah, Minnesota.
A lot of hope in Alex Newhook you have.
What?
Just keep going.
Maybe lose my train of thought. But yeah, no, I think a full year of Fleury in Minnesota. He's the number one guy there. So I think the comfort level there. Kaprizov is going to continue to be a beast. Could see a 50-goal season from him.
50 goals?
Yeah.
How many goals for Matt Boldy?
I'm going 26.
Ooh, I'm at 24.
So, big Matt Boldy guy.
How do you feel about the Minnesota Vikings? Did that on purpose.
LOL.
Connor's a Packers fan, so the Vikings are his rivals.
No, whoa. I'm a Tom Brady fan until he retires.
Yeah. Okay.
So for me in Minnesota, I think they're going to take a small step back from last year. I kind of disagree with you a little bit, Kevin. Talbot obviously wanted out, and they traded him to the Senators for Gustafsson. I don't really think that's as fair as a deal as people would make it out to be. Now, instead of having a 1A, 1B, now Fleury is definitely your 1A, in my opinion. And then they basically gave Kevin Fiala away for nothing that was going to help the team right now. They've got a ton of dead cap space still, and it's not going to get any better. So I feel like this is kind of a doggy paddle and keep your head above water type year for Minnesota. Stay in the hunt. Try to be competitive.
See, so where I think that Fiala definitely hurts him, that I agree with. I think Marco Rossi and Matt Boldy step up big. I think they'll be right around the same. I just don't see a huge drop-off, but we'll see. They did. I mean, Kevin Fiala is really good, and losing him does hurt. But I think this team's still pretty good. Next on our list, the division-leading, undefeated Smashville Predators. Kevin, you want to lead the way on this too? You're a big Preds guy. Lead the way.
I'm kind of high on the Preds too. I can see them taking that third spot. Bye St. Louis. Welcome Nashville.
You're not the only person who thinks that either. Like, there's a lot of big people.
And like, I think one move that went really underrated was the Nino Niederreiter signing. And look, already he has
Picked
3
him up
goals.
on waivers.
Yeah, he already has 3 goals, and he may not be the guy that's going to be scoring 30 goals, but he gives that depth there. And when you have Duchesne, you have Forsberg, you have all these guys, it's having a Niederreiter in your middle 6 there. It's gonna help out. You have the goaltending, you have the defense with Robin Yossi and Ekholm and all of them, and McDonough now. I think it's gonna be good. I'm high on Nashville.
Great goaltending.
Yeah, I think that's one game we should definitely try to go down to Nashville.
I would love to
Go
that.
to Bridgestone. So
I would love to do that. Connor, Predators.
They are going to win the Central Division this year. They are going to topple the Avalanche. They're going to surpass Minnesota and St. Louis, and they will be the winner of the Central Division.
Well, I don't agree with all that, but I agree with a lot of it.
I think that Ryan McDonough is going to bring the skill and experience that they need on the Nashville back end, because not a lot of winning has really gone on there, if we're being honest. They made it, the Stanley Cup final that one time. And I think saying that Nino Niederreiter is going to have 30 goals may be a slight understatement.
I didn't say 30 goals. I said he's not a 30-goal scorer, but he's that guy you're going to need in your secondary scoring.
Oh, I think that he'll score more than 30 on this team.
What?
On this Nashville Predators team, I think he can score more than 30.
I'm going like 24.
I think he's like a 20, 25 goal scorer around there. I think Nino Niederreiter is a good player. I think in the right role. I also think that Matt Duchesne has looked as good as he's looked in 5 years.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And I think that
they're the division of really pedestrian goaltending right now. This Central Division,
light up some of these teams.
This Central Division has some pretty mediocre goaltending.
I don't know about that though, really though. Some of the teams, but there's some
Colorado.
Studs, though. There's some studs though.
Name your stud.
Well,
Bennington's not a stud.
We can't say the whole division.
No, I'm talking about like shit goaltenders.
Nashville is one of the best goalies in the league in UC Saros. Winnipeg has Hellebuck, who's very good. Minnesota has Fleury,
in front of
who's
them is
very
trash.
Good. I think Georgiev's going to be pretty good. I think Georgiev's going to be real good. I really do. I'm not going to call him trash. But Arizona, Chicago, and Dallas don't scare me one bit.
Dallas has the Otter, bro. Come on.
Yeah, again, no, you're right. He really could if he stays.
He's developing nice.
No, you're right. Yeah. He could too. Yeah, I don't think this isn't the worst goalie division. I think a lot of goals are going to be scored.
Who's the worst goalie division then?
Let's see.
These one, the Pacific. LA's weak, Seattle's weak, Vancouver's weak, Vegas is weak, and San Jose's weak.
Edmonton's weak.
Whoa, Jack Campbell?
I don't trust Jack Campbell. He's got to prove it. You can't trust Jack Campbell really more than you trust like Georgiev or
Jonathan Quick.
Yeah, Jonathan Quick's on the back end, brother.
So is Gibson.
John Gibson.
No, I think John Gibson's good.
He's elite level goaltending, but the team in front of him is way too young. And
John Gibson's good. Next team on I guess I didn't talk about him. Nashville. I think Nashville's good. I think Nashville's going to be really good. Obviously, at the end, we're going to give our playoff picks for this division, so I don't want to give anything away like you two have. But I think Nashville's good. I think they have really strong offense. They have really good defense. They have really good goaltending. And that helps pretty much everybody. The Arizona Coyotes are the dumpster fire of the NHL. They're playing in a college hockey rink. Their team absolutely sucks. Logan Cooley's going to college. They have nothing to be excited about to watch this year.
And apparently it's even worse than everyone thought. All the players are pissed.
It sucks. Like I heard, it sucks. On top of all that, there's not a chicken dick's chance in hell the NHL lets Connor Bedard go there. So saying Bedard watch, it just ain't happening.
The NHL might not want it, but Gary Bettman will play.
Yeah, I know, you are right. That is actually a good point.
Especially if Bedard goes there, then Austin Matthews goes home.
I know. This team has some 10 years down the line hope if they get a rink, because that hasn't been accepted yet. That vote hasn't passed. The Tempe Arena that's coming hasn't came. Remember that girl that wrote for us? She's like, the Tempe Arena's coming. ASU's great for the community. All 3,000 of our fans can watch. Wrong. Business. It's a business. You people don't understand business. I can look at you and know you don't understand business. It's business. You look anyone who's like looking at the Coyotes like it's so great for the ASU community.
Yeah,
Those
for the ASU students,
no,
it's
it's
great.
not. It's not. The ASU kids would probably rather go watch college hockey. They don't care about the Coyotes. You think
I
they're
mean,
in there? They're caring
the
about Barrett
Coyotes are
Hayton.
the Coyotes are basically a college team, but that barn's going to be filled when all the big boy teams come through town.
Yeah, no, it will because you have a lot of rich white kids that go to ASU who grew up playing hockey, rooting for the freaking original 6 teams. So they're going to be in there. That's just a fact. Like but the Coyotes are just in a tough spot. Like I want hockey to work out there. I do. But they fumbled the bag so bad. Like I think that hockey could thrive in these communities. Like I think hockey should thrive in Atlanta, like it has in San Jose, like it has in LA, in communities that have a lot more minority sports fans. Vegas, it's thrived in these areas. So when people are like, "Oh, it's because it's in a predominantly like minority area," it's not true because hockey has thrived in those areas in other cities. Arizona just fumbled the bag. They just didn't do this right. It's that simple. Like they did, like it's just that's what happened. It's
And you
not.
can't
It's not
even
about
say
the
that
people.
like
It's about the way they built this organization.
you can't even say and like put the blame on the current ownership either,
Hmm.
because the NHL owned the team and it was no better.
No, it's not. It's not just these guys. It's the ones before them and the ones before them and the ones before them. It's just Arizona's a joke. They're the laughing stock of the NHL. Like I think that you're going to see like NHL stars after this year, and I want to go there. I'm like, I'm not going to play in this rink. That's why our escrow is so high. What a joke. Chicago Blackhawks, a historical organization that has turned into another
Laughing stock for multiple reasons.
I don't even want to get into the other stuff. We did enough last year, right? Like we did it enough. Obviously, Rocky Wirtz and the gang, they didn't handle anything right. Now the star players are leaving. We're gonna see. This is the year we see Kane and Taves leave. We saw DeBrincat leave. This team needs to be rebuilt from the ground up, and there needs to be a firestorm that goes through there.
I mean, the firestorm's really already started.
Yeah, it is.
They've got rid of Kirby Dach, DeBrincat,
I meant
Kubalik.
management through everything, but it really has. It really has gone through all that too.
Everything but upper management.
Yeah.
And ownership.
You're not going to change that because they own it.
Yeah. I mean, the league could technically force them to sell the team, but when you're an original 6 owner who still personally owns the team like that, it's not owned by a company. It's not going to go anywhere.
No. Chicago's going to suck this year. They're going to real suck. They're going to suck real bad.
I think they're going to surprise at how not terrible. They have a lot of mediocre talent.
Yeah.
And Peter Mrazek's not as bad as like everybody puts him out to be. And I think having no expectations on him and expecting to lose, that this team will sometimes surprise some people and get some wins. And I have a bet with Clifton over on Cue the Dagger that they will not get a top 10 pick with their own pick this year.
No, I don't agree with that, but roll tide. Colorado Avalanche. Kevin, I didn't let you talk about Chicago. I'm sorry. Kevin, do you want to talk about Chicago or you want to talk about Colorado? Your choice. Dealer's choice.
Colorado, baby.
Get into it. You have the floor. So
Broncos
take
country.
into your topics.
Let's ride.
Well, can we start with that? We can start just talking about Colorado as a state. What is wrong with the Denver Broncos? What happened? Like what's wrong with Russ?
They turned into the most Walmart-ass team in the NFL.
They're so terrible to watch.
Yeah. Put the water on Chef Russ. No more cooking. No more heat. There's no more heat in the flame.
Pete Carroll ruined him. Colorado Avalanche, Kevin.
Let's ride.
Let's ride, baby. The Colorado. They're gonna do it. So I mean, defending the Stanley Cup's never easy. I don't think they're gonna repeat back to back.
Not a chicken dick's chance.
But still gonna be a good team. I think they'll probably make the Western Conference final.
Yeah. I
easily.
think, yeah.
But It's going to be tough. I think with Edmonton upgrading the goaltending, possibly getting Jacob Chikrin, that they could push it. And like we've talked about, McDavid and Draisaitl are sick of losing to Edmonton. They could really push Colorado in a Western Conference final and kick them right out. But
Yeah, I agree completely. I don't think a Stanley Cup team comes out of the Central.
no.
I think the West is owned by Alberta. I really do. But I think Colorado's very good, but I really do wholeheartedly think we're underestimating the losses they took and the short summer and the drinking and
Cocaine.
the reality, like the cocaine, just the off season. Like I really do. Like I think that losing Nazem Kadri is huge. It's
And
huge.
Andre Burakovsky, both
Huge.
they didn't replace.
Huge. So a lot of this season hinges on one player, a guy who they said they're going to give all the way till the trade deadline, most likely, to prove he fits there, and that's Alex Newhook. If he can prove he's a legit number 2 center, this team will roll this division again. If he can be a stud, that's a lot on his shoulders, though, and I don't know if he can do it. But they're going to win a lot of games because they have Makar, Rantanen, Landeskog, and McKinnon.
And Ben Myers.
And who did they?
Ben Myers.
Yeah, Ben Myers and Bo Byram and Devon Taves. And they have players, you know what I mean? Like they have guys.
Niskanen.
Yeah. They have questions. They're not as good at goaltending, I don't think. But we're going to have to wait and see.
Brought in some depth scoring in Evan Rodriguez. So.
Yeah, they did, but he's not Burakovsky.
Yeah.
Nope.
So it's like this team, I mean, I'm still high on, like I still think they're a Western Conference final team. I really do. But I think when the going gets tough, their experience should take over. But we'll see. We really will see with that. This team's very wait and see. I think you're kind of there too, right, Connor?
Yeah, I'm not as high on them as I was in the past.
Like I'm not betting them plus 400 to win the cup. I'll tell you that much.
No, absolutely not. But I'll reserve giving you my estimation on the team until we do the who is going to come in.
Dallas Stars. Who wants it?
Kevin Bacon.
I don't think anybody wants the Dallas Stars at this point.
Not even Dallas.
Not even Dallas.
Fine, I'll talk about it. Dallas Stars. They have aging stars. They have some young guys who are turning into stars. It doesn't mesh right. It doesn't click quite right.
And when you have a dickhead owner,
I just
never
don't
helps.
I think this could be the year we see them say bye-bye to Sagan and Ben. I think by the trade deadline, those guys could be on the move. But it's a whole hell of a lot of money.
Sagan back to Boston?
Nope, too much money.
No,
Sagan ain't worth $12 million. Sorry, ain't happening.
13.
Sagan's worth 6.5, 7, probably 7. I would say 7.15, as high as I would go on Tyler Sagan. If they want to retain some money, sure, we take him back. But he ain't coming back to Boston. I just don't see it happening. I just don't think Dallas is just a weird team. Like they had a good defenseman in Klingberg, he's gone. They have Ottinger, I think's a good goalie.
Where do you think Sagan would fit in the best move?
Where do I think Tyler Sagan would fit in the best? The LA Kings.
Yeah.
No?
He would have to play third line or fourth line.
Who's the LA Kings second line center?
So let's see. Right now they got Kopitar. Who's the young kid? Shoot, they drafted him in the first round like 3 or 4 years ago.
Who?
Byfield.
Oh, Quinn Byfield? He's their third line center. It'd be Philip Deneau.
Philip Deneau's their second line center?
Yeah, I would take
I forgot that he played there.
I would take Sagan over him. Someone would have to be coming out. All right, maybe he doesn't fit there the best. I absolutely spitballed that. It was off the top of my head.
Yeah, they're kind of loaded in their forward.
He'd fit great in Boston. I mean, because Krejci and Bergeron only have 1 year, but I don't think it's happening. Like, I don't see that happening. I think Sagan would love to come back to Boston, but I don't think it's
probably.
Happening. Like, I just don't think that's happening. I don't know. Maybe
he would fit. He would fit pretty good in Colorado, with their need for a second line center.
Yeah, he would. He would, but that's a lot of money. They don't got that space.
Sagan in Nashville.
Now they have 2 guys who are equivalent to old Sagan, more or less.
Duchesne and Johansson.
Other guys.
Duchesne's playing wing.
Yeah, I mean they're really good hockey players. Like these guys are all really good NHL hockey players. They're stars, but they're not elite anymore. And can Sagan get back to that? I think, but he's just been hurt a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think Sagan is more focused on hockey now than ever.
Florida, the Panthers, they need.
Yeah, I think he would thrive down there. I do. That's a team he could be. Yeah, I don't know.
It's the money.
It's the money. It's the money. This team. Well, we'll talk about it in a minute. St. Louis Blues.
Whoa. We can't just skip over the Dallas Stars and money and not talk about Jason Robertson.
That's so true. Jason Robertson. Yeah, that was dumb. Jason Robertson contract. Good deal.
What was it 4 years, 7.5?
4 years, 7.75.
Oh.
Good deal. But the kicker, the contract in year 4 is 9.2. So he can't get QA'd for anything less. Smart contract.
And what's really screwed about it is he will still be an RFA when this 4 years pops up. So he is guaranteed
that money
to get that money unless he's not qualified, and then he's automatically an unrestricted free agent. So it's a win-win.
Yeah, and it's a bet on yourself, but have a pretty good safety net in their type contract. I like it for him. I like it for the player. I do think the Dallas Stars by year 3 or 4 are in a good place. You know what I mean? Like I think they should be in a good place. We'll see. They're going to have to make moves to get more assets.
They're going to have to pull a 2015, 2016 NHL Bruins retool. Oh, thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing.
What?
Thanks for sharing that.
I muted.
No.
That came through?
Yeah.
Wait a second. When I mute, you can still hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
That means I haven't been using my mic this whole time. It's just using my computer speaker. That's a nightmare.
Yeah, you just shared all that with us. I feel so lovely now.
Sorry about that. I had blown my nose. I muted. So that's bad. Yeah.
Kevin can mute himself.
I haven't been using my mic or my. Ooh. Let's see. Yeah, that's changed. Do I sound a lot different?
Yes, you sound much better.
No, really?
Yeah. You just figured this out. Wow.
Stupid. You two didn't think to say that from the start?
I didn't notice because you were just popped on that way. I figured.
We're gonna forget about this. I'm just gonna. It's 1 week, whatever. All right.
Who's next? I know we have
the St. Louis
teams.
Blues. The St. Louis Blues. St. Louis Blues are an older team.
St. Louis Blues.
They got worse.
Why'd they get worse, Kev?
They lost Billy Husso, David Perreault.
Tyler Bozak left.
Yeah.
They paid
Robert Thomas. He threw the bag at Robert Thomas.
And Jordan Kyrou.
Yeah. Very good players.
And they signed.
The contracts will be fine once they got more money than Jason Robertson, though.
And they signed Nola Chari.
Ah, the wrecking ball.
After the famous trip in the 2019 Cup Finals.
He was tripped. St. Louis.
They just don't move the needle. They're the New York Islanders West, in my opinion.
Yeah, I have them as a wild card team. But we'll get into that. But they're St. Louis. I mean, yeah. St. Louis just isn't – they're not it anymore, I don't think. But who knows? They're the type of team that you wouldn't really want to play in the playoffs.
Yeah, you should have a healthy Tarasenko's a tank. So.
And they have Ryan O'Reilly. They're good. But
Tarasenko still wants to be traded. He's never rescinded that trade request.
Yeah, he's still mad he's not the captain.
He's got 1 more year, so we'll see. Maybe
so does Ryan O'Reilly, who they've got to figure out if they want to re-sign or not.
Yeah.
That's a big question mark.
It is. That team has some decisions to make and what direction they're going in. But they do have, Kyrou and Robertson are hugely important pieces to their future. So they got them locked up. Paid him
I'm hoping Jordan Kyrou has a phenomenal year this year. He's on my fantasy team.
Exactly. The Winnipeg Jets.
Barf.
Yeah.
That's all.
I'm not talking because I don't really have much for you. They stripped the captaincy away from Blake. We talked about that before. Weird move. It's a weird move when he's like the players on the team came out and talked about how much they respect them, and they're not it's just a weird move. The whole thing's weird. It's like
It
you're gonna
seems
go
like
name
there's
Kyle
a-
Connor your captain, and then it's gonna be awkward. You're gonna get rid of Wheeler. You're not. He plans on still playing there. You still plan on keeping him. You hired a coach who's in his 90s. I don't know. I like
They made
Rose.
Wheeler available, and nobody wanted him
Yeah, which because he. I don't know. I don't know. I don't get it.
because there's issues.
Yeah,
there's a lot
been
of
issues.
issues.
There's been issues. It seems like Blake Wheeler might be a little bit of a bully, but I don't know.
Potentially.
Like he might be a dick. I don't know. We're not in the locker rooms and we don't know, but there's been a lot of guys who are kind of like fuck them, fuck those guys, and it's like at
And
a
Mark
certain point-
Scheifele is not safe in that conversation either, from the sounds of it.
No, it seems like him and Scheifele might not treat guys that great.
And both of them have been talked about in, trade rumors and
Scheifele
getting
at the
rid of
end of
them on the
last
team.
year said he doesn't know if he wants to go back, and then he changed his mind over the summer. I don't know. Let's get into who our playoff teams are, something positive, because this division, we did it last because it's just boring in many cases.
It is a very boring division this year.
I'm going to let Connor, you're going last because I feel like you have a firework for us.
Okay.
Kev, give us your top four.
Top four? In order, or what do you want?
Yeah, no, in order.
I'm going.
Start at the bottom. Start at the top. Start wherever you want.
I'm going to start on top of the mountains in Colorado.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go down to Minnesota, to Nashville, and let's finish it up down in Tejas.
Dallas?
Yeah,
Okay.
Tejas.
Tejas.
Perfect. All right. I'm going with the Avalanche 1, Nashville 2, Minnesota 3, St. Louis 4.
I'm going Nashville 1, Colorado 2, Dallas 3, Minnesota 4.
Who'd you not have making it that we had?
Same.
St. Louis.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Yeah,
So we have
I'm-
Connor and I had the same team, just different order.
yeah. I think all of those are possible. I really do. Like I think any one of those is possible. Because like I guess I forget like Ruby Hintz is a very good player who plays for the Dallas Stars, who people just forget's real good.
They signed Mason Marchment too.
Yeah, they're not bad.
Big
I mean, I don't.
Mason Marchment guy.
They're not bad. Boring division. Thank God that's over. Woo-hoo! Wild Wild West was not too wild today.
Because I think like you could have 5 teams in the Central making the playoffs.
What? What? Yeah, I
can
guess.
see
Yeah,
2.
I mean, because when you really look at the Pacific, it's Calgary, Edmonton, and then
Vegas,
Yeah,
Kings,
no,
Vancouver.
Vegas, Kings, and Vancouver though, dude. They have some teams that are going to be pushing. That LA team has young
But it
guys
was,
who are
it was
ready.
the same thing as last year, though.
Yeah, it is the same thing as last year, but
They were all right there. around
Seattle's
each
a
other.
little better, and so is Anaheim. So
I
there's,
think
like,
we
less-
are more likely to see 5 teams from this Pacific than in the Central. That's for sure.
Wanna know what's crazy with this LA Kings team that has such a deep, like everyone made it like they have the deepest of prospect pools. He still hasn't. Who's their defenseman right now? Who made the team? So Brant Clark didn't make the team. It was like I heard like it was. They thought he might. He didn't make it.
It was
And
Doughty.
It's Doughty, Anderson,
Anderson.
Walker, Edler, Dursey. But they're
Dursley,
like
that's what I was thinking of.
I'm trying to look through. They have Kaliev, who's strong. He's either a third or fourth line forward. He's probably gonna be a third line forward with Byfield. But freaking whatever his name still has not made this team. Turcotte still hasn't made this team. That's a bad sign. Like that's a bad sign for the development of your prospects.
Yes and no. I mean, it's also a matter of where that person's going to play in your lineup. Like, you don't want to play top 6 prospects in the bottom 4.
I know.
And also,
Or bottom 3.
Byfield hasn't popped off yet either.
No.
So
Nope. That I mean, a lot of those guys from those 2 draft years, like Lafreniere, they just haven't exploded like everyone thought they were going to.
Capo Caco.
Yeah, but I do think those guys, though, they look strong.
Dude,
They do look
right
good.
against the Bruins,
They look
like,
good. Both of them looked good. I think they're going to be pretty
It's
good.
time for the kid line this year.
Fuck Berkowitz. Just kidding.
No,
I'm
not.
kidding. It's just, I genuinely don't like the Rangers. It's a team I don't really like.
It's fair.
Lucky, what do we have left? The Lucky Duckies. You have any bets for us, Kev? Before I click the button, you have any bets for us?
Oh.
I'll hit it. I'll hit
Hit
it.
the
I'll hit it.
button.
You have a
We'll
second.
figure
I'll
it
hit it.